Hello everybody, welcome. My name is Teacher Amy and this is a Verbling class, and today's class we're going to be talking about quitting, which is kind of an unusual, maybe a bit of an unusual topic choice. We have an article which is called Quitting as a Productivity Tactic. And I don't know whether any of you struggle with productivity, but I think in 2015 we all have quite a lot that we have to fit into our lives. So is quitting something, or many things, or nothing, an option for you? We're going to find out today. We've got that article to read, and then we're going to discuss it with some interesting questions and find out what we think about quitting, and maybe also like how it's viewed and who we have to, what types of things we would like to quit but can't. Maybe some things that are preventing us from quitting. What would they be? So just have a little think about that while we're waiting for everybody to arrive. And I'd also like to just share a few web pages with you that if you haven't checked out these web pages before, they could help you a little bit with your experience on Verbling. If you're interested in finding out more about the teachers, you can go to their Verbling teacher page, and that's the first link I'm pasting. So if you click on mine, you'll find out all the information you need to know about me as a teacher. If there is anything that you can't find out on there but you would love to know, then you can always get in touch with me using the messaging feature, which is kind of like an internal email. So do go ahead and do that if you'd like to. And obviously, this is the same for all Verbling teachers. So if there are any teachers you would like to explore, get in touch with, find out more about, then go to their teacher page. If you're a Facebook person, you might like to follow some of us on Facebook. Some of the teachers are really, really active and share lots and lots of interesting things. I like to share the odd piece of awesome work now and again, and some things that I come across during the week that I think might help my students. So if you're interested in Facebook, then do go ahead and check out those pages as well. Okay, so back to class. Welcome to everybody who's come today. We're going to say hello to everybody, and then we're going to start talking about quitting. So let's start with Ahmed. Hello and welcome.
Hello.
How has your weekend been, Ahmed? Did you have a good weekend?
Yeah, I spent most of my weekend sleeping.
Wonderful. That sounds like a perfect weekend. Is it really, really hot in your country at the moment?
Yeah, it's about 35 degrees
Mm-hmm.
in the
So you
day.
you just stay inside with the air conditioning and relax?
Yeah, sure, I can't go outside.
Too hot.
Yeah.
Awesome. So you had a good restful weekend, and what have you got coming up for you this week? Is it a busy week coming up?
No, it's just a normal week. I have to go my work and do nothing except my work.
You just have to focus solely on your work.
Yeah.
All right. Well, best of luck for your week, Ahmed. Um, you have to go to work. To work. Okay. We don't usually say my work because who other it wouldn't belong to anyone else, right? Well, you never know. You could go to your dad's work when you're little if you have the day off and he can't take time off to look after you. But generally, we say just go to work. Okay.
Okay.
Wonderful. Welcome. Anna, how are you?
Hi, teacher. I'm fine, thank you. And you?
I'm great, thank you. Has it been a good weekend?
I spent a lot of time
Mm-hmm.
studying English, and I had a relaxing weekend.
Wonderful. So you just studied, and what's relaxing for you, Anna? Is it watching TV or going for a walk or just sleeping?
I staying home, watching TV. Don't have to dress to go out.
Mm. Yeah.
Stay relaxed.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Awesome.
it.
Okay. Not having to do something in that kind of sense. So if you're giving me a list of things that you are doing or you aren't doing, then you could say not having to do something. Put the having into the ing form, okay? If you say don't have to go out, there's like a almost you need a subject, so you don't have to go out or I don't have to go out. But because it's the past, didn't have to go out maybe. All right. Wonderful. So, Carolina, how are you today? Are you there?
Hello, teacher. Yes,
Hi.
I'm here. Sorry, my computer is slow.
Oh, that's
Slow.
okay. How was your weekend, Carolina?
My weekend was good. I spent the most of my time studying English, so it was good.
Wonderful. Excellent. And were you on Verbling or were you studying with books or watching things or listening to things or writing? What were you doing?
I take a lot of classes on Berkeley, and
Yep.
also I was doing listening practice.
hmm
So
Brilliant. Well done.
in another
Congratulations.
side, yeah.
And
Thank you,
how is
teacher.
your lovely cat?
My kitty is sleeping now.
She's had a tiring day playing and eating, probably.
Yes, eat and playing, and nothing more.
Yeah, that's it. Nothing else. All right, welcome to the class, Carolina.
Thank you, teacher.
Julian, hello, how are you?
Hi Amy, how are you? Fine. And you?
Yeah, I'm great, thank you. And tell us about your weekend, Julian. Do anything exciting?
No, nothing exciting. But really, I was writing because I have to give no to finish a paper for a review for a journal, and I
Yep.
spent my Saturday writing this paper, and the Sunday I relaxing with TV.
Wonderful. What kind of TV do you like watching, Julian? Are you a sports kind of a guy?
Um, I watch some TV, movies
Yep.
by TNT and other channels,
Mhm.
and I start to watch the I don't remember Walking Dead, the series.
Ah,
Yeah,
okay.
it's a little interesting. You know, I watched the three the three chapters in this weekend.
Episodes, we call them. 3
Episodes, yes.
episodes. Yes,
Thank you. I don't remember the word.
that's okay. All right, so are you sucked in, do you think, Julian? Will you carry on watching the series?
uh,
Are you
no,
hooked?
hooked? No, what is hooked? No, I don't know what is hooked. Oh,
Um,
sorry.
Hooked is like when you start reading or you start watching something and then you get really into it, so you're like, oh, I can't take my eyes off the screen, I have to find out what happens next. Then you're hooked. Or if you
Um,
don't find it that good, you might be like, yeah, maybe if I've got some spare time, but yeah, not really.
no, yes, I
You're
hook.
hooked.
Yes, I hook with the series because it's really interesting.
All right. So you say I'm hooked on something,
I
okay?
hook on. Okay, I hook on with that Walking Dead.
Is anybody else here hooked on Walking Dead? Does anyone else watch it?
Yes, yes, it's good. It's good. It's good to share.
Ksenia does.
Yes.
All right. Wonderful. Welcome to the class, Julian, and don't try not to waste all your time watching Walking Dead, okay?
Okay. Thank you.
All right, Ksenia, welcome. Hello. How are you?
Hello, I'm fine, thank you.
So you also like Walking Dead, or is it The Walking Dead? Sounds like it should be The Walking Dead to me.
Yeah, The Walking Dead. Yes, but I watched it all.
You've finished watching it. Is it a completed program? Is it
Oh
finished?
no. I think in autumn we should wait for another season.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, there you go, Julian. So in the autumn, another season will be coming out. So, try to pace yourself so you don't run out of episodes. So what did you do this weekend, Ksenia?
I have everyday routine, so my day is very similar to other, so nothing special.
So every day is so your weekends, when you don't work, what do you fill in your time with, Ksenia?
I also work at
At the
weekends.
weekends? Do you work
Yes.
7 days a week?
Yes.
Oh, you poor thing. Do you work all day or just sort of part of the day?
No, with big breaks. I work about 6 hours per day.
Okay. But you work 7 days. What's your job?
I nail artist.
Oh, okay. So are you self-employed or do you work for a company?
No, I self-employed.
Aha, hence the 7-day-a-week thing.
Yes.
All right, so every day is pretty much the same for you then. I guess the weekends are really important for business for you.
Yes, because I try to meet with people in comfortable time for them. So,
Yeah.
and I haven't got any children yet, so it's okay for me to work in weekend.
Yeah, wonderful. All right, how interesting. It's wonderful how you meet such interesting people from very different situations. Well, it's great to ask Ksenia. And if Julian has any questions about The Walking Dead, maybe he can type them to you in the chat box. All right, Magdalena, hello.
Hello, nice to hear you.
Nice to hear you too, Magdalena. How are you?
I'm pretty good, thanks, and you?
I'm very well. Tell us about your weekend.
So on Saturday I was working mostly, and on Sunday I was cycling.
Ah, you cycled. Where did you cycle?
In the city, there are some cycling paths.
Mm-hmm. Wow, and did you go with friends or by yourself?
By myself.
Awesome. And what did you do? Just cycle around and was it
for
exercise?
2 hours. For 2 hours or something. Yeah.
Wow.
Sometimes more, sometimes less.
Are you a keen cyclist?
Yeah.
Awesome.
I really enjoy it. Yeah.
And what kind of bike do you have, Magdalena? Do you have a road bike or a mountain bike?
It's like MTB bike. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Well, I'm glad you had a nice weekend. It sounds like it was fun. Was the weather nice for your cycling?
Yeah, very nice. And now it's raining. Unfortunately.
I was just going to say that. Do you go out cycling in the rain or do you wait for good weather?
I prefer waiting for good weather.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, lovely to have you. Yeah. Welcome.
Thanks.
Natasha, hello.
Hello, Amy. Good to see you.
Good to see you too. Tell us your news, Natasha. Do you have any news?
No, I really haven't any specific news because my days nowadays, I mean at this time, the same one another. I haven't nothing special.
Okay. And what did you do with your weekend, Natasha? What's a typical weekend for you?
My typical weekend is to stay at home and housework and improving my English skills.
Well, I think housework is definitely something that probably a lot of people do at the weekend. Sadly, I was doing some.
Oh, yeah.
We revamped our kitchen this weekend. So we cleaned everything out, and you think, oh, everything's more or less okay. As soon as you start taking things out of cupboards, it's so amazing how much stuff you have in one room. We're not moving house. We just decided to clean out one room, and oh my gosh. So, yeah.
I have a house and it's really a lot of work.
Yeah.
Clearly.
And does anybody help you, Natasha?
Yeah, my family. I have had eldest daughter. She's 15 almost, and my husband helped me.
Wonderful. So you're not doing it all alone.
Yes, yes. As
Great.
a rule, it's really funny sometimes.
Well, that doesn't sound too bad, despite the fact that you were doing something maybe a little bit boring. I'm not a big fan of housework, but anyway. It's good to see you, Natasha.
Thank you.
Philip, how are you? Are you there,
Teacher.
Philip?
Hi, teacher. I'm fine. I'm fine. All is okay.
Wonderful. I haven't
Yeah.
seen you for a little while. How's life going?
Your class are always full. Thank you for that.
I know that this is the perfect lesson for you, Philip, because we're going to be talking about quitting. Tell us about your weekend. Did you get a chance to have a rest, or were you working, or?
On Saturday, I kept attending classes. In the afternoon, I ran some errands. On Sunday, I went to church.
Mhm.
After I went over a friend,
Yep.
we hung out in a pub.
Oh, well, that sounds like a relaxing kind of Sunday afternoon.
Yes.
If you're talking about a list, Philip, and you just want to say after, and then just tell me something that you did, we would tend to say afterwards, not just after. If you use after by itself, you need to say after going to church, I went to the pub. But if you say I went to church, then afterwards I went to the pub. That's how we would generally say it, okay?
Okay, teacher. Thank you.
All right, lovely to have you too, Philip, and welcome. And last but not least, Raphael, how are you doing?
Hello, teacher Amy. I'm fine. Thanks for asking. And you?
Excellent. I'm well, thank you. And tell us about your weekend briefly, Raphael. What did you do?
Nothing.
Absolutely nothing?
Nothing. Just meditating, just thinking about everything and you know, planning for this week and trying to clean my mind, you know, to study a little bit and trying to increase my knowledge and my mindset.
Wonderful. That sounds like a detox weekend, a mental detox weekend, Raphael.
Exactly.
That sounds like a great idea. I might try that. I usually end up getting sucked into things at the weekend. But that sounds rather lovely. Do you think it's worked for you now that it's Monday, Monday evening?
I think so. I try to establish, you know, a barrier or a package, and you can put all your problems inside and just work on the good things, you know, and good thoughts. It's a great idea to get more concentrated and more focused in what we're doing. So I think it's worked.
Wow, that sounds great. All right. Well, you're a great person to start today's topic with, by the sounds of things. Because, as I mentioned before, our topic today is quitting. So before we even start reading, is there anybody who could just explain what is quitting? What does it mean?
May I?
Yes, please, Anna.
Quitting means giving up.
Giving up?
Right?
Yep, that's absolutely right. If somebody didn't know what giving up meant, could you explain it? Give me an example.
Okay, for instance, I work somewhere and I am fed up with people there, and then I decide to quit and I ask them to be dismissed and I leave my job.
Okay. So, yeah, absolutely. It can mean giving something up. It can mean basically to stop doing something that you have been doing. Generally, something that job, it could be a habit, it could be a program, it could be some kind of a commitment. Basically, it means to give something up, to stop doing something. And this article is all about why you should apparently do this in order to basically increase your productivity. So we're going to read it, it's not too long, and then after that we're going to talk about what we've read, and we're going to talk about some other questions related to it as well. So let's take a look. We'll start, I think, with this end of the queue this time. So Raphael, could you read the title for us?
Quitting as a productivity tactic.
Thank you. And if you could continue and read this first part here, Raphael.
Check our to-do list. See that one item. The one that's been there for weeks. Before you beat yourself up about how yet again you haven't done something you've been dreading. Ask yourself the question. Do I really need to do this?
Thank you, Raphael. Great. We're going to pause there because I think this is something that made me giggle when I was reading it last week before I planned this class. When you heard Raphael read this, is there something that pops into your mind, guys? That thing that you keep putting on your to-do list over and over again and you never actually tick it off. It's like always the last thing that you do, or you look at it and you just feel this sense of dread, or, oh God, yes, I've got to do that. Is there anything that springs to mind for any of you?
Yes, Amy.
Share with us, Anna.
In my to-do list is written in the first place, come back to the gym.
Go back to the gym. Right. Okay. Now that is definitely something that I have struggled with too. Anna, I ended up deciding I am not a gym person, and now I try to do exercise in other ways because basically I hate the gym. I can't help it. I just don't seem to get on well with gym. So I'm sure that somebody else is probably on their list as well. Anyone else have any other examples? No? All right, we'll have a think about it as we read through. And see if anything pops into your mind about what we're reading, something from your own life, because we're going to be talking about that a bit later. Thank you for starting us off, Raphael. Philip, could you continue, please? Here.
Yes, teacher. If the answer is no, drop it from your list. Most productivity advice focuses on managing your energy, tackle the tough stuff. However, some things we make tough when they don't need to be. Sure, there are some life that you must do. If you don't get your tax documents in time, bad things could happen. But there are many other parts of your life where you have more control than you think.
Brilliant. Thank you, Philip. Lovely reading.
But there are echoes. I don't know where it's from.
There's an echo.
Teacher.
Sorry about that,
Yes,
Philip. It might be me.
Yes.
I will try to. I'll mute my microphone while you're reading. Sorry about that, Philip. Does anyone have any questions about the first paragraph?
Yes, I have one.
You have one. What is it, Julian?
Take the tough stuff. What is that?
Good question. To tackle the tough stuff. Okay, first of all, what does tackle mean? Anyone know?
To face.
Yeah, basically. To tackle is like, in this sense, it means to deal with, to face, to try to think of a solution, like to get onto it, to start working on something. It actually is a word that we use in sport as well, whereby it means that you have to try and confront your opponent who has the ball and try and steal the ball. So it's got the same kind of sense. Tough stuff? What is tough stuff?
Things that are difficult.
Yes, thank you, Philip. Beautiful. Things that are different. So basically what it means is to try and deal with the difficult things, Julian, okay?
Okay.
Any other questions? No? All right. In that case, Natasha, could you read the following paragraph, please?
Yes. Instead of continually trying to force yourself to do things you don't want to do, let them go. Without the emotional weight and mental clutter of keeping things on your agenda that don't absolutely need to be there, you are most free to rapidly move forward on what you really do want and need to get done.
Thank you, Natasha. Beautiful reading. Any questions about Natasha's paragraph? Oh, all right, let's continue. Magdalena, next paragraph.
Okay. As your time coach for the day, I'm giving you full permission to stop telling yourself that you need more discipline. Start getting honest about what brings you joy and what is aligned with your priorities. Maybe you won't totally reorganize your photos folder or redo your website. Instead of making your to-do list an exercise in guilt, waving the white flag can free up mental energy for the stuff you love to do, the stuff that really matters, and the stuff that moves your career forward.
Beautiful. Wow, great reading, everybody, today. Thank you. Questions? No? Wonderful. I just want to ask Ksenia a question, and I don't know whether anyone else here is self-employed. But Ksenia, do you have like a business sort of to-do list that you put things on that you want to, accomplish to move your business forward or anything like that?
No.
Not really? How do you decide what to do with your business? Do you just sort of go with the flow?
It's not my real job. It's like hobby. So I don't want really to work a lot. So if it will be less clients, I will be happier.
You mean it's too successful for your own good, Ksenia?
Yes.
That's very cool. All right, that's cheered me up a lot. Nice to know that. Okay, who's next for reading? I might just get Magdalena to finish that off. Could you just read these last two little parts, please?
This, of course, isn't a pass to sit on the couch all day, but it is a call to wake up and consider critically analyzing your tasks and asking, does this make me happy? Do I need to do this? Here are some key areas where you may want to do some spring cleaning.
Thank you, Magdalena. So this one here is couch, okay?
Yeah. I see it now.
Right, any questions? No? We'll get Ksenia to read the first paragraph of projects, please.
Have you had projects sitting on your list for months or even years? If so, and you have the option to drop them, consider consciously choosing to take them off the to-do list, undone. If it must be done and someone else on your team could do it, delegate.
Thank you. I'll get you to read one more part, Ksenia.
If it is a client project that you just can't get yourself to do, consider going back to the client and recommending they find someone else. Sure, that will hurt your pride a bit, but it's better to be open and honest to allow them to find someone who is better fit than to simply drag out the time or feeling badly about not doing something that you really, really don't want to do.
Awesome. Beautiful. Any questions about Ksenia's section? No? Alright, so we have this first key point, which is projects. So just make a note of that. We're going to be coming back to each of these sections, and I'm going to be asking about you. So have a think about if there are any projects that you've got open-ended that you kind of never get around to. And now we're going to go on to Julian for this one, please.
Clients, contractors, and team members. It's true that everyone has an off day now and again. But if you have a constant aversion to interacting with someone, it may be time for a change of personnel of staff. If you are a business owner, you can decide not to take on more projects for a client if they are not good fit for you and for your team. Your time is precious and should be spent on clients you love to work with. This reduces the stress around serving them and the open up space for clients that fit with your culture. If you have people working for you who act like you are working for them, you may want to consider getting different help. You should not have to feel bad for asking someone to do their job or for holding them accountable to commitments. You also don't want yourself in a situation where you avoid communicating with them. If you are not the business owner, you may want to consider looking for a new job or role. Working in an environment where you feel safe and have good rapport with those around you is important.
Beautiful. Thank you, Julian. I just want to point out one word here. Is this one here. So this is actually pronounced personnel. Personnel.
Personnel.
Yes, and it's different from personal, which is also spelt differently. So if I emphasize them in the chat box, I'll put the emphasized syllable in capitals. So personal, P-E-R-S-O-N-A-L, is something that relates to you. It's like your personal preference. It's your preference as opposed to somebody else's. But in this case, personnel, with the emphasis on the last syllable, is the same as staff or people who work for a company, okay?
Okay, thank you.
No worries. Does anyone, or you, Julian, does anyone have any questions?
No.
Any confusing words? No, we're all set? Cool. Right. Carolina, groups, please.
Ever suddenly realize something you used to do for pleasure now feels more like an obligation. Sometimes you join a group and really resonate with the group members at the beginning, but then later find that you no longer enjoy participating in events. Or other times you never really like certain function but keep going just because you think that you should. If you notice that you arrive late, leave early, look for any reason to skip, or resent the time you spend somewhere, it may be time to call it quits. Just because a particular group or association worked well for you at one time doesn't mean that you have to keep going when you don't want to do anymore.
Brilliant. Thank you, Carolina. When you don't want to anymore. When you don't want to anymore.
Want to anymore. Okay, teacher.
Brill. Okay, questions?
Resonate, in this case. Resonate.
Okay, resonate. I love this word. Does anyone know what this means?
Stay in the same frequency.
What?
Okay, I think that was Raphael. Sorry, Raphael. Could you say that again?
stay in the same frequency or same mindset.
Yeah, exactly. It literally means that you're at the same frequency, which is a bit funny, I guess. But it sort of means that you are. Another way of saying it is like on the same wavelength as somebody, which is also talking about frequency, physics kind of thing. But it means that you kind of connect, Anna, in some way, that you get along with that idea or that person really easily. You feel like you come from the same place, you're on the same side of the wall, or that kind of thing. So resonate is like a sound moving, like the frequency of a sound, and if two sounds are moving at the same frequency, then they're the same. So that's where the idea comes from. Any other questions? No? Okay, so don't forget the second point was people. I'm going to change that from clients, contractors, and team members to people. Because not all of us have the ability to maybe talk about our jobs, or I don't think it's just jobs that count here, just people. And this one, groups. And then we're going to go to ideas. And Anna, could you read for us, please?
Okay, idea. As a creative, there is a never-ending stream of ideas that you come up with or others recommend for you. Whether it is reading a book, doing a training, starting to blog, or developing a side project, there is never a lack of things that you could do. However, just because you could do something, it doesn't mean that you should. It definitely doesn't mean that it is something you have to do. If you notice yourself avoiding a to-do item or simply making no progress, let it go. I've had books sit on my shelves for years, and it was just unlikely that I would ever read them. Eventually, I donated them, without any guilt. When I am really motivated to read a book, I make it a priority. When I'm not, I don't. When I admit that something isn't a priority for me to read or do and let it go, I literally feel lighter.
Thank you, Anna. Lovely reading from you too. Any questions about this one? No? Awesome. Well done, everybody. Okay. Habits. We'll go back to Raphael for the first one, please. I'm a huge advocate.
I'm a huge advocate of habits, so I don't recommend that you drop them carte blanche. However, I do recommend that you let go of the ones that don't work for you. If you can't stand working out in the morning, stop trying to set your alarm for 5 a.m. and then hitting snooze for an hour. In the case of habits, step back and think about the end goal of each task. For example, with the morning workout, you feel much better if you simply set your alarm for 6 a.m. and work out afterward. The result is the same. You get exercise, but the guilt is far less.
Thank you, Raphael. And Philip, could you finish off for us, please, if you don't like journaling?
If you don't like journaling, stop it. Doodle instead of do whatever else helps you clear your mind. If sitting meditating isn't your thing, try to go on a walk instead. Yes, you need habits. Yes, you need to get things done and have self-care. But no, everything shouldn't be a constant struggle. This spring, stop doing what you don't want to do so you can start doing what's right for you.
Awesome. Thank you, Philip. Thank you, Raphael. Any questions about the last section of habits?
Yes. Carte blanche.
What is a carte blanche? It's a French phrase, but we use it in English. Yep, go ahead, Ksenia.
Okay, it's from French. It's just a clear page. So someone put a signature at the end of this page, and you can write what you want on this page. And it means that this person gives you everything what you want. So you can do what you want.
Yep, thank you, Ksenia. Absolutely right. This person gives you anything you want. Anything you want, okay? So, yeah, what they're saying here basically is that you don't just get rid of all your habits with one swipe, but you do get rid of some if they're not working for you. Any other questions?
Doodle.
Sorry, which word?
The second paragraph, first line.
Doodle. Oh, thank you. Doodle. Does anyone know what doodling is? This is a great word.
Yes, it's a meaningless picture or word.
Yes, exactly. Or maybe not, Ksenia, because if the purpose of it is to try and relax, then maybe it does have a meaning. But doodling is like what you do when maybe you're talking on the phone or watching TV, but you've got a pen and paper in your hand and you're just sort of like drawing random things or scribbling or just something that you're not really concentrating on much. That's doodling, okay? Any other questions? No? Okay, so we've had, let's just quickly run over the sections again. What I would like you to do is to think of one of these sections, or it could be more, where you feel like you've got something that you could quit doing. So just have a look at them again. We've got projects, something that you've been meaning to carry out, some kind of project. It could be at home, at work, family project. People, it could be work colleagues, or it could be family members or friends that aren't really friends that you want to drop or whatever. Groups is, I guess, something like activity groups that you do outside of work or maybe within work that aren't really helping. Ideas that you come up with if you've got millions of ideas and you really don't have time to do them all. And habits. Maybe you've got some bad habits that aren't really helping, or maybe you've got some good intentions about habits, but they're not working for you and you really need to drop them. So would anyone like to start off by telling us something that they feel they could get rid of in their life from one of these sections?
Okay. I will get rid of the idea that I am obliged to go back to the gym.
Hooray! You're going to release yourself from that, Anna. Why do you think you haven't been back? What is it that stops you from going back?
I've been lazy. I've been putting it off. I don't know why. You know, it takes so long to tone our muscles, and then we stop it for just 1 month, and you become flabby. It's unfair, you know.
It is. I agree.
And then we feel a bit ashamed. I'm not as good as I was 1 month ago, so maybe I should do something before go back. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
That's a good idea. Maybe going back to the gym is almost too much for you to cope with. Maybe you just need to start doing something really, really easy, like, you know, a 2-minute walk around the block, and then build it up slowly until you feel like the gym is actually possible. Maybe that's the problem, Anna. Okay, so thank you for sharing with us, first of all. So Anna's going to drop that from her to-do list. Well done, Anna. Who else would like to drop something, has thought of something they'd like to drop? Quit.
Yeah, I am really. I am start to quit some activities that are or makes it spend time and in the end I don't feel so good with that. One thing is I like so much study and learn other things. When I understand now that I it's impossible understand and learn uh, about different things or have a deep knowledge about different things
Mhm.
because the knowledge is it's so wide, and the span to be expert it's necessary. Now I am keeping a course, a online course
Mhm.
to I understand now to get to have more time to English to learn English. Focus them in it. Sorry, because I like to get more fluency, to get more speed in my speaking, and uh, when you start to quit, you really enjoy with the thing. You enjoy with different works or activity in your life. In the otherwise, you are stressed and your life to try to to do a lot in the day, and the day it's not enough to do it.
Yeah. Philip, sorry, not Philip, Julian, that was really, really inspiring. I agree. I think, yeah, once you release something that's kind of holding you back a bit, you've got more time to do what you actually want to do. And I'm a bit like you, Julian. I'm interested by so many things, and I always overload myself with, oh, I want to learn this, I want to learn that, I want to learn that, and I can't learn everything. I just end up doing nothing.
Yes.
So yeah, maybe quitting some of those online courses is a good idea.
Yeah.
Thank you,
This
Julian.
is a fair in the to-do list.
Definitely. All right. Who else would like to comment?
Okay, so maybe me.
Yeah.
There was a part in the text about reading. So there are 6 books looking at me and waiting to be read. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think I shouldn't do it. Yeah.
So, did you buy the books, Magdalena, or did you borrow them from the library?
So I bought 2 books and the rest is borrowed.
Mhm. So, what are you going to do? Give them back? Give them away?
Yeah, I think so. I don't have time now for
Congratulations.
this.
No, and once you get rid of that stack of books, you're going to feel so much better because you won't look at them and go, ooh, every time, right?
Yeah, that's right. Exactly.
All right, go for it, Magdalena. Next time I see you, I'll ask you if you've got rid of them yet, okay?
Okay.
All right, who else? Philip, were you going to say something? Is there something that you want to give up on in your life? Get rid of?
I had an internet failure, so I was not following you. I didn't
all
follow
right.
you for no time. Yes.
Sorry, Philip. We're just talking about things that we would like to give up. So we looked at the article and there was different sections. There was projects, people, groups, ideas, and habits. But it might be that yours doesn't actually fit into that. And so far, Anna wants to give up trying to go back to the gym. She's going to do something else instead. Julian's going to try to give up all his online courses, and so am I. Magdalena is going to try and give away some books that she hasn't read for a long time. So now I'm just asking, is there anyone else who wants to share something that they decided, okay, this has been in my mind while I've been reading this article, and I think I should give up on it? Anyone else want to share before we go to another question? No? Okay. Let me ask a slightly different question, because I think this is kind of part of it in a way. Have any of you ever experienced the, I guess, the event of taking on something? It might be starting a new group, or saying yes to somebody who's asking you, or signing up to an online course, or buying a book. Why did you do those things in the first place? Why did you want to do them? Why did you get sucked into doing those things in the first place? And do you always get sucked into the same kinds of things? So does anyone want to respond? Why do you think you take on things that you end up really not wanting to do?
May I?
Yeah.
Particularly because I think that knowledge is something that no one can take away from me, and I want to improve over and over. I want to look smart. I want to know more things, and then I grab the opportunities and I tell myself, yeah, I can do that. Why not? And then I see something. Oh, this course is great. It is for free. I'm going to sign up. And then when finally it's down to me that I am overwhelmed, and then I am batting more than I can chew.
You've bitten off more than you can chew, Anna.
Thank you. Yes, exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. Really, really good point from Anna. Do you want to respond, Julian? I can see you're commenting there.
Yeah, and in some cases, I agreed with Anna because the free word in the course, you think, why not? It's free.
Yeah.
It's for free. I don't have time, but it's free.
But it's free. It's free.
Yeah. It's addiction. It's a vice about that. It's like anyone for me, anything for me. It's I don't know. I thinking that now it's the perception of the new world, because you have in your hand the possibility to do whenever you want, but really you don't decide what do you want.
Yeah, exactly. You don't stop and actually make the decision because there are too many options out there overwhelming you, bombarding your life, right? Emails, internet, lots of stuff. Absolutely. Let's hear from Carolina. Carolina, is there anything that you would like to give up or that you feel you've taken on that's too much effort for you?
Teacher, at this moment, I think no, but maybe 3 or 4 years ago, I was working for a company and I decided to give up too quick. Is the word? Because I feel that that work made me feel stressful, and that was consuming my time. So I give up, and now I am happy.
Well done. Carolina, I agree with Anna. She's just said that it's one of the most difficult things to do because it's like your source of income, everything really revolves around your job because you need money to live. So when you decided that and quit your job, did you have any doubts? Did you feel a bit scared, or did you just feel really confident?
I was thinking in that decision for 6 months. So I could save a lot money for my necessities.
All right. Well done. Congratulations, Carolina. And now you're happier?
Yes, I am happy now.
Awesome. And who else haven't we heard from? Natasha, is there anything that you would like to give up on, to quit, to get rid of out of your life?
No, like at the same time, at this time, I really don't have that feeling. But when I was a child, maybe, I mean that I have never understood. For example, people who, for example, read something book, and this book in non-interesting for him, but he try read and read because he has to read to the end. I don't understand. If it book don't pleasure for me, I have never will read. I want to give up it and go to and look at other books which will be interesting for me. And nowadays, maybe yes, I'm preparing to IELTS exam, and sometimes I think, oh, I can't do it. I have to give up, and I will live with more pleasure maybe. But I know that I have to do it, and I know that I really need to do it. So I do it, and I can't give up it.
You can't give it up.
Yeah. I want to say that personally, I try to give in my life only things which are pleasure for me. I try to find a job, what I have want to do. I try to do only pleasure things for me, especially in my free time. It's normal because because we have a lot of years behind us, and we have to maybe spend our other years with more pleasure for us.
Yeah, good point. Thank you, Natasha. So Natasha, it sounds like she's got it sussed, basically. She gives up things that she can. And she sticks with things that she knows she has to do. If you need some advice, write to Natasha. Thank you, Natasha. Raphael, isn't there anything that you would love to give up in your life?
No, because I don't think giving up is something we love. Maybe because it's something we need. I agree that the fact that if you give up of something, it's because you couldn't do something. So it's something to, I don't want to say something to regret, but at least something to be studied, something you need to work on, and something you need to think. Why are you giving up? Something to increase, to become mature, to strengthen your understanding of life. So it's something to think, not to love or to select.
Yeah, to think about. All right. Thank you, Raphael. A lovely last word for the class. Yes, absolutely. I think if you do want to quit something, it's important to quit it, but it's also important to think, why did I start that in the first place, and why am I quitting? So that you can avoid doing it again, maybe. Nobody's perfect, but good luck with trying. Don't forget to give those books away, Magdalena. And no more online courses, Julian. Just stick with Verbling. All right.
Okay,
I hope you have a really good day. Only Verbling. Take care, everybody. I'll let you go to your next classes. See you later.
Goodbye. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Bye. Bye. You so.